hours and when you can expect the next big weather maker. See 11 minutes of nonstop news and weather turn to 11 and only on ABC 6.
Live from Providence, this is ABC 6 News.
Tonight in Providence, we're learning new details about this homicide. Find out what police are saying about the shooter. And fire in South Kingstown hurting a man and his dog. We'll have the latest on how they're doing. Plus, local COVID-19 restrictions being lifted. We'll tell you when and where. But first, that developing story in Providence. I'm Darren Botello, and thanks for joining us tonight. Providence police say one person is dead following an early morning shooting on the west side of Providence. ABC 6 News reporter Olivia DeRocha has been talking to neighbors all day and has more from the scene.
Darren, I'm standing near where that shooting happened early this morning that left one man dead. Now, this is the third shooting homicide of the year in Providence. I spoke with many neighbors throughout the day who tell me it's not uncommon to hear gunshots throughout the night. Now, police have not released much information at this time, but we do know this happened around 3 o'clock this morning. Police were called to Julian Street, that's on the west side of town off of Atwells Ave. Someone other than first responders took the man to Rhode Island Hospital, where he later died. Police have not given any more information on the victim at this point. I spoke with a family who lives next door to where this shooting happened. They tell me they heard this morning's incident, but sadly say it's not out of the ordinary.
I just heard I heard gunshots. That's technically basically what I mainly heard. I didn't really hear anything else exactly. Some nights I hear a lot of screaming of girls, and it's just, I don't know why, but I just deal with it and then I go back to sleep normally.
Providence police say it is still early on in this investigation, but they do have reason to believe this is an isolated incident. They also say they're going to provide more information on the shooting on Monday. In Providence, Olivia DeRocha, ABC 6 News.
And tonight, Providence police are asking for your help in finding the suspect in that shooting. If you have any information about this case, call Providence Police. A man and a dog seriously hurt in a fire this morning in South Kingstown. The fire happened at an apartment building called Champagne Heights on Curtis Corner around 1 o'clock this morning. When firefighters got there, neighbors told them that people were inside the burning building. After searching, firefighters found the 60-year-old man and his dog. They say the man and the dog were unconscious after inhaling smoke. The man was taken to the hospital, the dog taken to a veterinary clinic. Both are in critical condition. Now to our coverage of the coronavirus. More than 1 million people in Massachusetts now fully vaccinated against COVID-19 tonight. Governor Baker says that news comes as COVID rates continue to drop in the Bay State, but the health department is now reporting nearly 2,000 new cases, with about 40 people dying from COVID as of yesterday. And about 20 communities are still in the red, meaning at high risk of COVID. And as of Monday, restrictions in Massachusetts will be easing a bit more. Large sports venues opening with 12% capacity. Those gathering limits for event venues will go up to 100 people inside and 150 people outside. But some people tonight in favor of Governor Baker's move, others not, with reopening, with nearly 30 groups asking him to delay this reopening. A lot of people enjoying that sunshine out there, but what's in store for later tonight? Let's get a check on the forecast now. Storm Tracker meteorologist Tim Studebaker in the Weather Center. Tim.
Yeah, Darren, spring officially started early this morning at about 5:37 a.m. and we certainly got the message temperature-wise, especially away from the coast. If you're near the water, it was a much cooler day for you, but those of us away from the water saw temperatures well into the 50s. High so far today, 57 for many spots like Providence, Pawtucket, and Smithfield, 55, Taunton, 54, New Bedford. But look a little closer to the water where you see that blue shading, 45 Westerly, 46 Newport, and 40s for the Cape and Islands. Very typical for this time of year. A lot of times in the spring, we see those sea breezes keeping those coastal locations cooler. That's certainly still the case right now. We have the 50s inland and the 40s right along the water. You can even see the sea breeze on the wind map here. 8-mile-per-hour winds off the water for Newport and winds out of the southwest for Westerly, which is also off the water. But those of us in Providence, Smithfield, seeing winds off the land, which is why we are so much warmer. Heading through the rest of this evening, of course, temps will fall after sunset. Not much in the way of winds for us, and we'll see clear skies right on through the night tonight. Lots of very spring-like weather continues on the 7-day forecast. We'll show you that coming up in just a few minutes. Darren.
Sounds good. Thank you, Tim. Well, new tonight at 6, some local motorcycle clubs surprise a Vietnam veteran who's in need with a car. 72-year-old Donald DePiro showed up to the VFW today in Bristol to find that he now has a Nissan to drive to his appointments. The car was donated by a man who works for an auto body shop in Tiverton. As you can see from these pictures, Donald was extremely excited to get that car. We're told these clubs plan to keep donating cars to vets in need, and you can help. All you need to do is contact the VFW in Bristol. Your deadline to file your taxes has been pushed back in Rhode Island. The state's Division of Taxation now saying the deadline is moving from April 15th to May 17th. The extension is because of the pandemic. A spokesperson for the Division of Taxation says state officials understand the hardships that taxpayers are going through and want to make it a little bit easier for them this year. In political news tonight, hate crimes are on the rise in the U.S. with the pandemic, and violence is not curtailing with Asian Americans. Tonight, President Biden is calling on Congress to take action. John Lawrence has more.
Asian Americans shaken by the shootings in Atlanta and a rising tide of hate sparked by the coronavirus pandemic.
The whole Asian fever, it made me feel gross. I couldn't be comfortable in my skin.
There's no desire to see me as a person. There's no desire to get to know me. It's purely I've made up my mind about who you are, and I hate you for it.
President Biden wants Congress to pass a COVID-19 Hate Crimes Act, which he says will speed up the federal government's response to the rise in violence and discrimination against Asian Americans.
Hate and violence often hide in plain sight. It's often met with silence. That's been true throughout our history, but that has to change.
The president speaking in Georgia where shootings targeting spas in the Atlanta area left 8 people dead this week, including 6 women of Asian descent, and calls are growing for hate crimes charges to be filed against the suspect.
The insurance company is at it again.
Back in the classroom during the pandemic, find out what the federal government is now saying about that and find out why that is happening with these schools.
The insurance company is at it again, trying to deny your claim. Tell them you mean business. Call DeOliveira and Associates on the Hurt Line right now.
He said I should try dancing instead.
Our family never settles. We go all in, like this Nissan Sentra. It has power, it has style, it doesn't compromise.
Let's get back in there.
Let's do it.
Refuse to compromise. The 2021 Nissan Sentra. Get a low $139 per month lease or get 0% financing for 60 months on Sentra.
This is the week that legends are made.
Sunday and Monday, it's Idol's 2-night event. Your favorites take on Hollywood.
I'm Claudia Conway. I'm back.
I was not ready for that.
With performances that will blow your wig off and others that might just blow it.
You're wasting everybody's time.
It's the end of the road.
Plus a shocking first.
Curveball.
This is insane.
American Idol, new Sunday and Monday on ABC.
We make this commitment to you. Tonight's breaking news, updates on today's top stories, and tomorrow's big events. See 11 minutes of nonstop news and weather. Turn to 11 at 11, only on ABC 6.
Trouble registering online for a COVID-19 vaccination? Get help by calling the Rhode Island Department of Health. Massachusetts residents call 211.
Start your mornings with ABC 6 for breaking news, the latest on the coronavirus, how it impacts our schools, who'll get the vaccine next, and when your family can get it. Watch ABC 6 News in the morning, 5 a.m. to 7 a.m.
It was hard enough before the accident. Now you're in pain with huge medical bills. Who do you call? Call a law firm that will demand top dollar for your injuries. Call DeOliveira and Associates on the Hurt Line right now.
Back now to our coverage of the coronavirus. The CDC is out with new guidelines this week that could help keep kids more in school. Students are now required to be spaced just 3 feet apart from each other rather than 6. Meantime, as more Americans get vaccinated, more states are rolling back restrictions. ABC's Zareen Jaha has the details.
As the debate over getting children back in the classrooms continues, school districts now have new recommendations. The CDC reducing its distancing guidelines from 6 feet to 3 for elementary school students when everyone wears a mask. Also applying to middle and high school students, except in areas of high community transmission, where they must work in small groups or remain 6 feet apart.
For adults, and not just teachers, but any adults, the 6 feet rule still applies. This is in school settings only. This is not a green light to shorten that distance yet in our general lifestyle.
Still, major teachers' unions sounding the alarm.
This feels like an equity issue again, that, that the suburban schools and maybe some rural schools can do this. But what are we going to do in terms of urban schools?
On Friday, President Biden visiting the CDC, telling staff the country owes them a gigantic debt of gratitude.
You've changed things. You've changed them in a way that are going to make everybody healthier in this country. And when we have a crisis, you're prepared to meet it.
As of now, about 30% of Americans over the age of 18 have now received at least one dose, and more than 16% are fully vaccinated. Many states are rolling back restrictions. Tourists slowly returning to California as COVID infection rates fall across the country.
Well, it feels awesome because you're not back at home anymore. You're able to go out and enjoy the sun, the weather, be able to see other people again.
The push to reopen comes amid an urgent warning. Dr. Anthony Fauci saying the highly contagious UK variant could be up to 64% more deadly and now accounts for up to 30% of infections in the U.S., but adds the 3 authorized vaccines are effective against it.
Get as many people vaccinated as quickly and as expeditiously as possible with a vaccine that we know works.
Zoreen Shah, ABC News, Los Angeles.
Now to the latest on the crisis at the border. New images showing migrants being returned to Mexico escorted by Border Patrol agents, in some cases hundreds of miles from where they crossed into the U.S. This as the Biden administration faces criticism for its handling of the crisis. ABC's Mary Alice Parks has more.
The Biden administration now facing growing criticism amid an influx of migrants arriving at the U.S. border seeking asylum.
You're going to see this grow and multiply far more. The Biden administration needs to begin to step up and respond to this growing challenge.
Sources telling ABC News the number of migrant children in Customs and Border Protection custody has grown past 4,600, a record, up nearly 50% in 2 weeks. The majority of them held in warehouse-like facilities for longer than 5 days, when the legal limit is 3.
We started in 2014, in 2019, 19 was truly a crisis.
Additionally, ABC News has learned that one facility near McAllen, Texas, has a capacity for 250 migrants, but at times has had over 3,000 in custody. In El Paso, U.S. officials now escorting families to the International Bridge in Ciudad Juarez, Mexico, in some cases hundreds of miles from where migrants were first picked up. That move designed to circumvent one Mexican state's refusal to accept the return of migrant families with young children.
We're talking about children 7 years old and younger, who have been forcibly returned to Ciudad Juarez, to a situation of extreme vulnerability.
President Biden urging migrants not to come, telling ABC News' George Stephanopoulos the administration is working to restructure the facilities.
We're in the process of getting set up, and it's not going to take a whole long time, is to be able to apply for asylum in place.
Biden's Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas traveled to El Paso on Friday with a bipartisan group of lawmakers for a first-hand look. Democrats say they inherited a mess and a backlog, an immigration system that had been dismantled. Meanwhile, dozens of Senate Republicans accusing President Biden of violating federal spending law after he froze funding for border wall construction. They say that action has led to an illegal rise in border crossings. Mary Alice Parks, ABC News, Washington.
Still to come on ABC 6 News at 6, the Summer Olympics are just a few months away, why certain fans won't be able to attend the games. And it's the first day of spring. We're checking in with Tim for another check on the forecast when we come back.
Ooh, outdoor showers just came in.
Experience Cardi's Furniture and Mattresses' exciting new outdoor collection
featuring fire pit pub sets, basket chairs, reclining sectionals,
Cardi's exclusive sliding top fire pits, outdoor rocking chairs, comfortable sitting and dining furniture, including colorful umbrellas. Sweaters?
They're summer sweaters.
Oh boy.
Town Fair Tire is New England's largest name brand discount tire dealer with over 600,000 tires in stock. So we sell Toyo tires at prices that can't be beat. We guarantee it. Plus, when you buy your new set of Toyo tires at Town Fair, we always give you the most free services. For the guaranteed lowest price on Toyo tires, nobody beats Town Fair Tire. And I mean nobody.
Name brands at discount prices. Town Fair Tire.
Imagine yourself in a new Toyota. With great deals, get ready to turn your dreams into reality.
Lease an all-wheel drive RAV4 hybrid or gas model for $229 a month with 2 years no-cost maintenance and more. Plus, recent college grads get a $1,000 rebate over and above most other offers.
Ready, set, go get your Toyota today.
Toyota, let's go places.
We make this commitment to you, an accurate forecast, how to plan the next 24 hours, and when you can expect the next big weather maker. See 11 minutes of nonstop news and weather turned to 11 at 11, only on ABC 6.
Plan your day with forecasts on the 6th, getting you ready to head out the door every 10 minutes.
And we are waking up and we're a little bit warmer outside to start the day.
Forecasts on the 6th, weekday morning starting at 5 a.m. on Good Morning Providence. Forecasts on the 6th, your local weather every 10 minutes, because in the morning, your time is important.
Maybe it's only a feeling, only a dream, only a day trip that lasts long after sundown. Maybe it's only a weekend or a moment, but sometimes those only things are the only things that matter. The Jeep Grand Cherokee, there's only one.
Well-qualified returning lessees get a low-mileage lease on these 2021 Jeep brand vehicles for under $200 a month. Plus, get no additional charge maintenance with the Jeep Wave Customer Care Program.
Watch ABC 6 every night at 11. We're on it.
Welcome back. If you don't live in Japan, you won't be able to go to the Olympics this year. International spectators will not be allowed to enter Tokyo during the Olympic Games in July due to the pandemic. Any tickets that were already purchased by overseas residents, they'll get their money back. If you still couldn't tell by the gorgeous weather today, spring is officially here. The spring equinox happens on March 20th. That's when the sun is exactly above the equator and day and night are of equal length, bringing in a new season. NOAA is expecting warmer than average temperatures this spring, but that could lead to more severe drought conditions.
And now, your ABC6 Storm Tracker weather with meteorologist Tim Studebaker.
And as Darren just mentioned, spring did officially start today at 5:37 in the morning, and Gustavo, as well as Hulk, wanted to take that opportunity to wish all of us a happy spring, sending this picture into us. A great picture there. Thank you so much for sending it in to us. Everyone else at home, we want to see your photos as well. So what you're going to want to do is download the ABC6 News app right now. So the next time you take a great weather photo with your phone, you can just send that picture on in and we'll try and feature it on the air. We're in a warm and dry pattern for the next several days. No doubt about that out there today, unless you're at the coast. The sea breezes at the coast have been keeping you a lot cooler in those locations. That's pretty typical when we get to the spring season. We do have some rain in the forecast later in the week, but for now things are going to stay dry. Highs today away from the coast well into the 50s. We saw 57 Providence, same thing in Pawtucket as well as Smithfield, the mid-50s for southeastern Massachusetts. But look along the coast where our temperatures have been in the 40s. We've had those winds off the water keeping you quite a bit cooler in those coastal locations. That's still the case at this hour with temperatures inland into the 50s right now, but we are still in the 40s for those coastal spots, including the Cape and Islands as well. That's because the water is so much colder this time of year. So despite the sunshine, Anytime you have that breeze off the water, you get those cooler temperatures. That's still the case right now with those winds in Newport off the water at about 8 miles per hour, 12 miles per hour in New Bedford, 10 mile per hour winds off the water for westerly. But notice the wind direction is different for those of us inland. It's a big reason why we have those warmer temperatures away from the coast. So for tonight, we're on the chilly side. Clear conditions though, light winds, northwest winds just about 5 to 10 miles per hour. The temperatures getting down into the lower 30s. Look for an overnight low around 32 degrees. As we head into the day tomorrow, another very mild day for those of us away from the coast. This temperature is not going to happen if you are along the coast. So if you're in Westerly, Charlestown, over toward Narragansett, Newport, Little Compton, Fairhaven, Dartmouth, New Bedford, I think a lot of you will be on the cooler side as compared to that 59. That 59 is mostly if you are a good distance away from the coast. It's sunny and warm though. Southeast breezes at about 5 to 10 miles per hour. On your Storm Tracker 7-day forecast, this pattern is going to continue for the next several days here. Lots of sunshine with high pressure in place right through tomorrow as well as Monday and Tuesday. Temps away from the coast, again, well into the 50s. I think 40s to low 50s if you are closer to the water, though. Again, that's very typical when we get to the spring season. Shower chance picks up late on your Thursday. Showers remain likely into your Friday as well, but we're into the low 60s, again, away from the coast mostly. Mild and dry for Saturday of next weekend. Ian.
Thank you, Tim. As the NCAA tournament rolls on, a couple of tournament teams reaching out to one of Rhode Island's best players. And sticking with URI, their football team starting the season with a big splash. Highlights ahead. Stick around. Sports is next.
Everything in our garage is inspired by our racing spirit. Race in for a great deal on the Honda CR-V. Only at the Honda Dream Garage Spring Event.
At Raymore and Flanagan, we're here to help you love your home, where each day brings new moments in your life. Lessons are learned, work is done, and milestones are celebrated. We're committed to delivering you comfortable new styles that make your home your happy place. That's why you'll save 10 or 15% on everything at our refresh sale, in-store and online. Upgrade your comfort and style now at Raymore and Flanagan's refresh sale. Hurry in, ends Monday.
Are you tired of loose dentures or missing teeth? Then let Dr. Beggy introduce you to Mini Dental Implants. It's a fast, affordable, and permanent way to replace missing teeth or stabilize dentures in just one visit. A mini dental implant is quick, minimally invasive, and half the cost of conventional implants. The time is now to have the smile you always wanted. Call Dr. Beggy now at Plainville Dental Care to schedule an appointment in our safe and clean office. Plainville Dental Care, creating beautiful smiles.
1, 2, 3, check it out.
Did you attack him with a chainsaw?
No.
You choked on that one.
1, 2, 3.
I'm talking about fairness.
What?
I'm talking about justice.
Oh no.
You're right.
I know I'm right.
That's the sound
1, 2, 3.
of justice.
So your head's gonna fall off if you keep doing that.
Hot Bench.
Weekdays 3 to 4 p.m. on ABC6. Bringing you breaking news as it happens.
How dare they?
Getting you ready for what's coming up next. ABC6 News first at 4.
We're tracking a rain snow line.
Your first weather forecast to plan your night. Your first news, keeping you informed. You need answers. We're on it. ABC6 News first at 4, immediately after Hot Bench.
Katie Seagal is...
Just call me Rebel.
Coming this April to ABC.
With so much on the line, more Americans are turning to David Muir and ABC's World News Tonight than any other program across all of television.
Now, ABC6 Sports.
Well, we're used to talking about college basketball teams causing madness in March. This year, of course, is unlike any other. Now it's the local college football teams that are causing a stir. The URI football team coming off a wild 40-37 overtime win over the number 6 team in the country, Villanova. Another ranked team, number 18 Albany, on the road today. Great Danes up 7-2 in the second, but the Rams find pay dirt. Kasim Hill hits Ivory Firmpong for the score. 2-point conversion good. The Rams up 10-7. The home team would tie it up, and they have the ball in the final minute of regulation, going for the game-winning score, but the pass intercepted by Kobe Tippett here. Andre Tippett's son, the transfer from Towson, with his second pick of the game in a big spot. That helps force overtime for the second straight week in the extra frame. First play from scrimmage, Kasim Hill, who scored the game winner in the Rams opener, comes up in the clutch again. The former Maryland Terp and Tennessee Volunteer rips a 25-yard go-ahead touchdown run. Rhodey up 17-10. Albany needs a touchdown to keep the game going, but the Rams D comes up big again. URI 2-0 with 2 overtime wins against 2 ranked teams. 17-10 the final score, and they'll be in the top 25 next week. Sticking with Rhodey, as we've reported all week, Fats Russell has a long list of Power Conference teams inquiring for his services now that he's hit the transfer market. ABC6 has confirmed that the 4 more big-name teams have reached out to the rising fifth-year senior. Auburn, Seton Hall, Texas Tech, and UCLA have contacted the Philadelphia native. They join Arizona State, Arkansas, Gonzaga, Maryland, Michigan, Nebraska, Oklahoma, Oregon, and Penn State. The Boston Bruins were supposed to play the Buffalo Sabres today, but that game was postponed because 5 Bs entered the NHL's COVID-19 health and safety protocols. The team announcing that it traveled back from Buffalo to Boston last night, with those who tested positive traveling separately from the rest of the team. They're all quarantining now, and they'll be reevaluated Tuesday for a possible return to the ice. Again, today's game against Buffalo and Tuesday's scheduled game against the New York Islanders have been postponed. As of now, Thursday's game against the Isles is still on. A beautiful day today for some high school football up in Massachusetts. Attleboro hosting King Philip in Hockomock League action. The Blue Bombardiers down 2 scores facing 4th down, but the big run by Freddie Wheaton gets enough for a first down. That would lead to a field goal to make it 10-3. But that's all they could muster. The Warriors add a score in the closing minutes, and they get the win, 17-3, the final. That's all for sports. Let's go back to Tim Studebaker with one final check of our forecast. Tim.
Thank you very much. We are clear and chilly heading into the night tonight. Temperatures into the low 30s, overnight low of about 32 degrees, and we're generally looking at some light winds, northwest 5 to 10. Sunny and warm for tomorrow, once again, very similar to what we saw today, except cooler at the coast, which is also similar to what we saw today. Highs into the upper 50s, southeast breezes at 5 to 10 miles per hour. On your storm tracker 7-day forecast, we've got highs in the upper 50s away from the coast for the next several days. A little cooler at the coast, though, with those sea breezes. A little more cloud cover for Thursday, especially with some showers moving in late in the day. Highs in the low 60s, though. Showers likely again for your Friday, then turning mild and dry for Saturday of next weekend. Darren.
News. We'll see you back here at 11.
Set, go.
Go, boy, go! Go, boy, go! Go, boy, go! Go, boy,
Live big in the larger-than-life SUVs from GMC. The GMC Acadia, Terrain, and all-new Yukon. Current eligible GMC lessees can get this low-mileage lease on this 2021 Terrain SLE for around $159 per month. We are professional-grade GMC.
Never can't predict how much damage a fire can inflict on your home until it's too late.